outdoors on Monday Morning Racer. Folks, we're up here in Waupaca, Wisconsin, going to take you inside Greg's Speed Shop. We just got done covering the Route 66 Nationals, that Route 66 Raceway. You can see Factory X covers the newest door slammer class in NHRA right here on the channel. But we're going to take you inside, meet Greg and Leah Stelse, competitors with the Joker in Southeast Gassers Association competition. Let's see all the coolness that is Greg's Speed Shop.
I got somewhat lucky, but basically what happened to me was I went to the Henry Ford Museum, and literally Henry Ford changed my life. Now I'm in Waupaca, Wisconsin, Greg's Speed Shop. 35,000 square foot facility. But basically what it was, I owned a trucking company and I went on vacation, went to the Henry Ford Museum. When I went to the museum, it instantly changed my life. It's about life. I tell everybody all the time they need to go there to understand what I'm talking about. The gas station behind us right now is actually a true replica of the one that's in the Henry Ford Museum. The real one is made out of porcelain, 2x2 pieces of porcelain. Called on that, they wanted $150,000. I said, no, I'll make it out of drywall and wood. But this is where I am today because of, like I said, Henry Ford.
Hi everyone, I'm Leah Stelse with Greg Speed Shop. I back up the Joker and I'm kind of behind the scenes a little bit here at Greg Speed Shop, do the books. I also have some kind of big things happening here too myself. We've got some photo shoot areas and I have my own store. Why don't you come take a look? So in here is my domain. We have a lot of Greg Speed Shop apparel. We have a lot of pinup clothes in here. I do like the pinup eras. I have a lot of different eras here. I've got the 40s, 50s, 60s, and also becoming my favorite, 70s. So if you're looking for an event to get ready for, you can come on here and maybe buy an outfit or two. We have shoes, hats, skirts, dresses, you know, anything you're looking for. We also have an upstairs area, and this is just one of them.
So all the brick behind us is from Chicago from the 1900s. I end up buying a whole semi-load of it. It's in front of my building in here. It started looking like a bank, so I decided to build a Pontiac sign for it at our trucking company. A real Pontiac sign is 16 foot long, so that wouldn't actually work in the building. So we actually made that one. Phone booth from 1930s from Chicago. You never know who talked in this booth. I thought it'd been cool if I could answer at Greg's Speed Shop while everybody was in here. Everything does work in it, including the phone. The only thing I didn't think about every time is I got to put a dime in it to make it work.
So this is the upstairs of the store. Most people don't know that these areas exist in here, but we do photo shoots in here. We have famous photographers that will come in and do photo shoots. And we also have rented out to the public. And if they want to hold their own event, they can come on in and get dressed up and have a photo shoot.
First thing we got is, you know, anybody in drag racing understands, this is Linda Vaughn's outfits actually right here. This is Linda. Linda actually gave Leah this outfit at the Iowa Car Show. It must have been about 3 or 4 years ago, I guess it would have been. But then we end up pertaining these ones here, which is very cool. These will all be in glass cases someday. I don't like them even hanging out here, but my wife put them out here. I get nervous about that stuff. But anyways, so it's very cool to have Linda there. This wall is just people I've been with the last 5 years since I've been here. Chip Foose here next to the Joker. Shirt that Chip did. My buddy Mitch here. First guy ever 5 seconds in the door car. This guy's a good dude right here. Jack Roush, Von Hot Rod. This is Boyd Coddington here. Now Boyd, I really never met Boyd, but his wife is like a mom to me. Her name is Joe Coddington. This is actually Joe right here. Alex Taylor, me and my wife. Just a lot of famous people over the years. The Ring brothers, in my opinion, the best builders on the planet. Joe and Amanda Martin from My Inner Resurrection. The coolest one for me is Ed Iskandera. Iski Race Cams. Coolest dude on the planet right there. This is actually the very first cam grinder that Ed ever made, and he still uses it in his shop today. Very cool to stand next to it. We got Barry McGuire. This is at the Hall of Fame dinner when Jack Roush, Gene Winfield, and Walker Evans was inducted to Hall of Fame. I actually got to go to that with me and Joe did. Now this wall right here, now this stuff is all original Boyd Coddington stuff. All this stuff was actually in Boyd's shop. Very cool is this this sign here was in every shop that Boyd had. Boyd's Hall of Fame trophy from SEMA. Only guy in the world to have Boyd Coddington paint. Chip Foose made all these. They were gifts that Boyd would give out to all his clients, and Chip designed all this stuff and made them. He's got another one that he said he's going to give me to put in with this collection. Boyd's shirt, his hat. I have a lot of his stuff that Joe loans me to put on display here. This is actually Joe's outfit that she was in during the program, American Hot Rod, when she went to Bonneville. This is very cool to have in here also. The hairpins up on the top. Most people don't know that Boyd was a machinist by trade. When we win the Grand National Roadster Show, we want to pull them down, finish them up, and to have them on the car, which will be super cool. And I'm definitely looking for more brownie points also.
Hi, we've got a lot more photo shoot scenes here. This is the movie theater that a lot of pictures have been taken with this in the background. And we also got more upstairs. Follow me. This is one of my absolute favorite rooms. This is one of the very first rooms that I started, and we also decked this one out for Christmas. I have the old aluminum Christmas tree with the color wheel and all the vintage stuff. So this is one of my greatest accomplishments, I think, in here, because it was the first one we started. So lots and lots of pictures have been taken in here, which is really, really cool. This room is really cool too. This room we usually vamp out for Halloween because it's got that goth feeling. It's more Art Deco boudoir style. But I want to be able to give the photographers as much option as possible for the photo shoots that they want to do. And if for some reason, when they have their event, my rooms don't fit their fancy, all they got to do is tell me what theme they're looking for, and I will create it for them anywhere in the shop. So, with an extra fee, of course, but that is something I do also.
So basically, we sell pretty much everything. I'm more into the vintage drag racing stuff, so I collected a lot of stuff over the years, and now it just started growing into another monster. So we actually major dealers for all major part suppliers, from Summit to Motor State to Turn 14. We sell to the general public. In the beginning, it was only to supply my shop, but there's been 250,000 people in here in the last 6 years, so it's a little overwhelming. I'd say carburetor. Carburetor probably would be number one. That people, everybody has carb problems all the time. Nowadays, nobody knows how to work on carburetors, so we work on a lot of carburetors and replace a lot of them because people are in them and they end up screwing them up or drilling holes where they're not supposed to, screwing the metering blocks up. We have one on a car right now that we're running into the same problem, and it's only like an 8 or 9 month old carburetor, but somebody else got in there and did some stuff to it and screwed it all up. Now we got to change everything out. We're getting ready to go into the mechanic side of the shop. This is all the mechanical side. We do keep the Joker in here. We want people to be able to see the car when they come in. That car actually helps us with they'll come in and say, hey, I seen you run it such and such a track, and they already know they're at the right place. So most of you guys do know it runs all right, But this side of the shop is mainly mechanical. We don't know what's going to come in day to day, and then as we walk through the shop, it will be the restoration side, and then the paint side, and the body shop side, and then a whole other building that is storage, soon to be a machine shop. We do about everything. We build a lot of custom cars here, but we take on projects that most people won't take on. This is a prime example. This is a 65 Olds 98. They don't make disc brakes for it. They run drum brakes. They do not make a conversion kit anywhere on the planet for this. The guy for the last 7 years has tried to convert this, and I was like, bring her on up, no big deal, until it got here. Then I understand why they don't make a kit for it. They run the speedometer cable through the spindle. So they run it through the spindle, and then there's a dust cover that covers the bearings up that holds that. And as the wheel turns, that's how the speedometer works in this car. Now he doesn't want to update it because I tried to get him to put a digital dash in it, and then we could have just used GPS and it would have been simple to do. So what we ended up having to do was make a bunch of custom pieces for it to take a mid-sized GM car to be able to put disc brakes on it, like off a '69 Nova. And then now it will use the original spindle. Everything will work just like it's supposed to, but it'll have disc brakes on it now. So this one here stumped us a little bit, but me and one of my mechanics, Mike, and it took 3 of us to figure it out. The guy Justin, who actually works in the shop too, to figure this out here now. So we finally got it, and super happy about it. 100%. I'm really focused on a lot of things with this car. There's a whole story on the car. If you'd go check out Between the Slicks, a whole episode that you'll be able to see about how I end up getting the car and over the years what I did to it. I've owned the car for like 10 years, but just real briefly, the car right now, we're focused on getting the world record with Sega. That's really all I care about right now. It's not even about winning, it's just saying that I'm the baddest on the planet. So that's what I'm focused on that, so people can, the Sega people can see that there, That will be the future. That will be the trophy someday up there when I take it from Leslie, which will be really nice. Will make me feel good that day.
Well, I was a super fan first. As you know, maybe, that he did dirt racing, and I was always the one in the stands with all the kids. Well, you know, he got serious. I told him not to get too serious anymore. I'm done. And then he bought the drag racing car, and I was like, okay, as long as you don't get serious, I'll go along with it. So we did. I kind of fell in love with it. He was losing a lot, and that's when I kind of said, you know what? Stop this messing around. You need to get your act together, buy the stuff you need to buy so you can start winning. And so then he's like, okay, that's fine, but you got to be my backup girl. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. It took him a good, I don't know, 3 years maybe to get me out on that track. One year for Christmas, he bought me a go-go outfit that you would buy in like Party City or whatever, and it came with go-go boots. And I looked at it and I said, I will not wear that out on the track. So then one day I was at home by myself and I tried the boots on, and that's all it took. I put them on and I was like, man, these don't look too bad. So I'm like, all right. Well, we went to a meeting with the Bruce City Gassers, who is a group that we race with here at home, and they were looking for backup girls. He wanted a bunch of backup girls for all the cars, and Greg threw me right under the bus, and he's like, hey, my wife will do it. So I kind of got forced into it at that point, and all it took was one time for me to be out in the middle of that racetrack between those cars, and I was hook, line, and sinker. I fell in love with it, and that is what my heart chases now. So I'm all in, I'm all involved, I'm there. I learned a lot. At first it was just for the show. He's like, you know, don't even worry about what you do out there, it's just for the show, I'm not watching you anyway. Well, then we got serious, and I started to have to really know what I was doing out there. So it took a lot of him teaching me, it took a lot of me watching videos of people, getting some views from other people on what to do and how to do it. So Greg and I kind of learned together on our own, and then I just started really paying attention to what the other girls were doing when we got into like all the other stuff. So now I guess I'm important on that track. So that's a really cool feeling for me to be a part of that team and have a purpose out on that track instead of just somebody who watches him and is a super fan. I'm part of it, and that's what kind of got us to be closer together too. So the Joker actually brought us together in marriage closer, which is pretty cool. So I don't know, I'm hook, line, and sinker until we get that world record, and then we'll see what happens. I was there with him. Did I experience that whole thing? No, I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes there. We were there for a family vacation, and because I knew we needed a break from all the trucking company stuff, and I didn't realize his wheels were turning until we got home after that. So when he told me what he planned on doing, I wanted to kill him. He had to sleep with one eye open for a couple nights there, but after he really sat down and really explained it to me, I got it. It's about life, and I understood that because, you know, I would get upset with the whole trucking company thing when we didn't have time to stay at a, say, graduation party for more than an hour because we were getting called away. So I get it. It's about life, it's about memories and being there in the moment when you need to be. So I was on board, and I said, if we're going to do this, let's do it. We're not going to do it half-hearted. We need to do it full bore. Otherwise, it's not worth it. So we started looking for the building. I stayed back and ran the trucking company for about a year while he was building this and getting it up and running. So after that, we sold the trucking company, and I got to join him here. So yeah, it's been a journey. It's been interesting.
And I just give you a real quick rundown in the shop here. So we got a 70 Javelin. We're doing some transmission work too, clutch work. It sat for many years. We did the brake lines. You know, they don't all come in here to restore. This is mainly just a daily driver. that we got to work on that nobody will work on. The Chevelle here, this came in. Some other shop did some suspension stuff, but there's a bunch of stuff wore out yet, so we got to do the suspension. This is a carburetor that the carburetor's new, about 8 months old, but somebody was in there and they ended up screwing some things up. I think they drilled some holes where they're not supposed to, so we're gonna have to be replacing the carburetor. The guy don't want to stick any of the hours into to fix this one because he knows, as I don't know if his buddy did it or whatever the deal is, but very cool car. We get a lot of these cars like this in here. 64 Cadillac here. We end up putting a 2017 LT in here. This thing is actually a sweet car, one owner, but to have this Corvette motor in here, this thing drives so good that I can't even tell you how good it drives. I guess it drives like a Cadillac. That's the cool factor. This one here, we ended up doing a lot of different things. The guy was doing a tune-up on it, and then the car wouldn't start anymore, and what happened was he had the coil wire hooked up wrong, shorted a bunch of stuff out, and so we had to fix all that. It's got some issues with air ride. This guy's owned this car for many, many years, so you might have seen he does a lot of rockabilly events with it. 68 Mustang here, I painted about 4 months ago. This one here we're really, really focused on trying to get done. This one is a little higher end build. This one will be about $250,000. I mean, we have some that will do $400,000 or $500,000, but there's about $250,000 on this one here. This car here is super, super nice. We got a bunch of custom parts that are on this car. The paint is a candy apple, my mix, Randy Wine, but I have like 7 coats of candy on it. And anybody that knows anything about candy paint, very difficult to paint. 100%. Gene Winfield, we actually held a school in here. Gene's been here multiple times, taught me a lot of cool things. I've been to his shop multiple times. Very, very cool. This is one of the things that we ended up building that Gene taught us to build here. Now we have a slip roller over here, which works great, but this is quick and easy. This is a Gene fabricated this up, and then you just slide the piece in, you roll it this way for this curvature, or you want a bigger curvature, or a real tight one. It works so quick, you can't even believe it. Once he showed me how to use this, I ain't gonna lie to you, I very seldom use the other one. I use this, it's just so much easier. And a lot of the guys like it because it's nice and quick and easy. But it doesn't matter what it is, the sheet metal side, we build it, make it here. And if something we can't handle, I call in the experts, and I've called Gene a couple times. I had to learn like anybody else, and he has taught me a lot of cool things for sure. Truck over here we're working on. This is a rendering of the truck up in the background. This one here has a roaster shop chassis. The goal would have been to put a LSA in here, about 600 horse, but the chassis is a roaster shop chassis, so this thing's like a brand new Corvette, the way this thing will handle. This one here is an upper probably 350 to 400 by the time we're done with this one. It all depends how many things they want to keep going, and it's the hours that we put in it. If you look at the door gapping on here, you can see how we cut everything, and if you bought a new door, this door would not fit on this truck right now. We cut the pillars. We cut them to shrink this gap up because factory from GM, you could stick your fingers all the way through there. Now they're 3/16 all the way around. It's roughed in. We're not finalized with it yet, but pretty quick this truck will be painted and done. We're hoping in the next couple of months we will finish up the sheet metal work part of it. Now we're on the next phase here. We're building a gas car for Sega. This is actually my son's car. It's a 56 Chevy. We're not positive the name yet, but we're building a chassis right here. It's actually will be a chassis just like the Joker. It's on the same jig that we did on the Joker, and now we'll actually be able to make them for people. I wasn't gonna in the beginning, but I will if they need me to, just because I don't want nobody to be as fast as us. I guess that's why I really don't want to make any. Might have to be a little heavier than mine. But this is what we're doing right now. We're getting ready for A-gas, but he's going to go race around here first, and then eventually come race with us. I'm trying to get him to get a C-gas motor, but he don't want to. So, it is what it is. So this motor here is actually the old motor of the Joker. So this is the original motor. This one here has been through had a little rough life. It's still having a little bit of rough life. We're always patching this thing up. I just need that spare motor for Sega. So right now we're getting ready to put a new set of heads on it. The heads are really bad that are on this motor. That got us through the first race in Georgia. I mean, we really chanced it by putting this motor back together because the seats are falling out of the heads. They've been cut so many times, but I had to get my points, so I had to do that. But right now we're going to have a new set of heads on this thing. This thing will be ready to rock for a good spare motor. As you can see on this side here, this is actually the head. It's been cut down so many times you can't even see products on it anymore. But inside, multiple damages to these heads. I'm just going to throw them in the garbage because I don't want nobody else to have any headaches with them. They might go on the wall or wall art or something, but we build tons of different motors here. We have probably 12 motors out at the machine shops right now. We assemble here. We don't do a machine shop here today, but we're in the process of changing that all over in the next couple of months. So anything that you want done, we'll be able to do here, from crank grinding, line boring, it doesn't matter. $100%. 1965 Plymouth 426 Hemi, has a fiberglass front end, fiberglass bumpers from the factory, no back seat. The car has no park. They made it as light as possible. If you look at the motor here, you actually can see how offset the head is from the shock tower from one side to the other. And what they were doing, they were compensating for the driver's weight in the car. So they moved it over to the right, and it also compensates for the steering box. But they were saying it is the history that I know of it. The guy was telling me that they did it for the driver's weight and to make it as fast as possible. It actually tells you it's not a street car, but you know, guys drive them on the street. Very cool car though. I mean, when you get the interior shot, unbelievable the way this car looks. It's in here for some odd end things, but he trusts us to do it, and we actually got it done already. We just got a couple little things to do to clean up, and then he'll be out of here. This one here is a 1970 Cuda. We're actually putting a new style 392 Hemi in it. The guy wants to be able to drive the thing all the way across the country. So this thing actually just came back from acid dip. So if everything in the car, every nook and cranny in the car gets every piece off it. So we're getting ready to e-coat this, take this thing to e-coat and get done. And then it will pretty much not supposed to rust again, at least in his lifetime or his kid's lifetime. It will not rust. This car will be absolutely amazing when we get done with it. This one here, we definitely will win some shows with, for sure. This one here is a 1936 Dodge. That basically what we did to this thing, it came in like this. We're putting a tranny in it. We put all the windows in it. They had no mechanism. We put a floor in it and threw the seats in it. Now we do a lot of these for the customer will take it home and then they'll finish it up. But the big jobs like the floor and stuff like that, we get to do for them just to get them to that next level. So we do it in any stage. You don't have to make a lot of money to be able to get it done. We work in any stage for you. So right now we use this building as cars in line up to get work done. We use it for storage also. I store the hauler for the Joker in here, but our goal is this will be our full machine shop. We're going to build a building halfway through this building, make it look like an old machine shop, maybe an old gas station look, and then we'll have all the machinery and stuff inside of there. That's our future. And then this in here will be like super clean. It'll make the other shop look really not very good. This will be like super nice. We basically want to, we want the customers to really want to come here when we do something for you. Pretty much I had a good life. I was making a lot of money, a lot more money than I make today. But there was just something missing. And the biggest thing that was missing is what was in my heart. And pretty much what it was I'm a gearhead, and I love building cars. And I had to walk away from a very good paying job to live my dreams. And I don't feel like I work at all. I mean, I get day from day, I work throughout the whole shop and I do everything, but I really don't feel like I work. I actually love what I do now, and chasing this world record is really something that I'm really focused on right now. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't go follow my dreams, my passions. Everybody should just do it. Once you figure it out, life is a lot easier. I don't worry about nothing anymore, and I don't got money like people think I do. I just go with the punches every day. How you can follow us is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That one is really starting to go right now, and it definitely helps if you guys follow us. You can follow the journeys of Greg Speed Shop.